Hi, I'm Daniela Marie A. Mateo and I'm going to do an experiment. These are the materials needed. First, chop the apple into small pieces. Set the heat to low and add 200 ml of water in a cooking pan. Then put the sliced apple. Then cover it. Let it simmer for at least 20 minutes or until the apple looks tender and soft. While in the pan, use a fork to mash and blend the chopped apples into a puree. Then transfer the puree in a bowl. Put 5 teaspoons of meat tenderizer powder in a cup. Add 150 ml of water in the cup and mix the solution. Place 3 tablespoons of puree in a container. Add 5 teaspoons of hot water. Pour a cup of meat tenderizer solution and mix it thoroughly. Using the filter paper and the funnel, filter the mixture. After filtering it, wait for 10 minutes. This is the result after filtrating the mixture. After 10 minutes, I observed that the color of the filtered solution is light yellow. There are also white particles like dust on the side of the cup. Moreover, the whole filtered solution looks dusty.
Always remember to clean the area first and wear personal protective equipment. For today's experiment, we need to prepare the materials first. Measuring cup, fresh milk, pineapple tidbits, and baking soda. First, we need to prepare 2 glasses of 100 ml of fresh milk. Before proceeding to the next step, we need to produce pineapple juice and baking soda solution. For pineapple juice, I grinded pineapple tidbits to extract its juice. For baking soda solution, I added 1 teaspoon of baking set the time for 5 minutes and see the results afterwards. After 5 minutes of observation, I observed that the first glass with green label shows that there are some beads forming on top of the glass, which may be due to the curdling effect of pineapple's enzyme to the milk. For the second glass with pink label, there is no effect being observed after 5 minutes. The baking soda solution and pineapple juice didn't have an effect to the milk.
Task 3 of Model 5 is bubbling veggies. The following are the materials needed: hydrogen peroxide, hot water, potato, apple, onion, pineapple, plastic cups labeled as 1, 2, 3, and 4, measuring cup and spoon. The first step in performing the task 3 is to put 1/4 cup of hydrogen peroxide in 4 separate plastic cups labeled as 1, 2, 3, and 4. After putting hydrogen peroxide in each plastic cup, put a cube of potato in cup 1, cube of onion in cup 2, cube of apple in cup 3, and cube of pineapple in cup 4. After setting up all the cubes in each plastic cup, add 5 teaspoons of hot water in each container, and critically observe the veggies added to the hydrogen peroxide and hot water. The cube of potato produced a lot of bubbles even before putting hot water into the hydrogen peroxide together with the cube of potato. There is also a bubble formation in the onions even before putting hot water. Bubbles were also produced by the cube of apple before and after adding hot water. The cube of pineapple didn't produce any bubbles at all. In addition to my observation, I noticed that the bubbles produced by the vegetables increased as I add hot water into the hydrogen peroxide.
Hello everyone! I'm Alajadaya Gazingan of BSMLS 2A. These are the materials in completing the experiment: timer, vinegar, hydrogen peroxide, plastic cups with labels, baking soda, potato strips, measuring cups and spoon. The task given to me is task number 4, entitled Magic Bubble of Model number 5. The first thing I did is to transfer the vinegar into a bowl. Then I followed the step according to the procedure. I put 5 teaspoons of vinegar into cup number 1. And the next thing I did is to make a baking soda solution where 1 teaspoon of baking soda will be added to 1/2 cup of water. And then after making a baking soda solution, add or put 5 teaspoon of baking soda solution into cup number 2. After which, I soak 2 potato strips into cup number 1 and cup number 2. and then set the timer into 5 minutes. While the time is ticking, I boiled water for the next procedure. While waiting for the water to boil, I pour 5 teaspoons of hydrogen peroxide into cup number 3 and 5 teaspoons of hydrogen peroxide in cup number 4. The hot water is now ready. So I waited the time to reach 5 minutes to proceed to the next procedure. The next step is to transfer the potato strip from cup number 1 to cup number 3. After transferring, add 5 teaspoons of hot water to cup number 3. The same with the potato strip from cup number 2 to cup number 4. Then add 5 teaspoons of hot water to cup number 4. Then observe what happened. These are what I observed. In cup number 4, bubbles were formed, and after 3 minutes, it stopped in forming bubbles. In cup number 3, bubbles are still rising or forming after 3 minutes, and it looks like it is boiling, and the bubbles are moving upward, and some are in contact with the potato strips, also with the cup number.
Here are the materials needed for task 2. To execute the experiment, I needed to prepare containers with the labels control, oil, water, lemon juice, and sliced onion, along with 10 cubes of sliced apples. First, I put the needed substances on the surface of the apple cubes and put them on their appropriate containers. I did not put any substance on the first one, for they were the control variant. Next, I put water, oil, and lemon juice on the surface of the apples respectively. I rubbed the onion slices on the surface for the last one. After putting them on their containers, I put 5 teaspoons of hot water in each cup. I let them rest for 10 minutes before putting them in the refrigerator, leaving them overnight. The next morning, these were the results of the apples in terms of browning, with lemon juice being the substance that prevented browning